Welcome to the Rink Report presented by Ohio Credit Union. I'm Dylan Tyrer here with you ahead of tonight's matchup between the Blue Jackets and the Montreal Canadiens. It's Throwback Night presented by Safelite here at Nationwide Arena. We're going back to the early 2000s, and the Blue Jackets are set to debut their brand new reverse retro jerseys tonight against Montreal. Now, they come into this game feeling good off a 5-3 victory against one of the top teams in the NHL, the Florida Panthers, on Sunday. A complete team effort by the Blue Jackets in that one, and for the latest on the team, let's throw it over to Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Well, the Blue Jackets back at home here tonight to take on Montreal. Jody, it is Throwback Night. It's supposed to feel like 2003. Do you feel like it's 2003?
I don't know if I do, Bob, but boy, you look sharp in that jacket. Little throwback jacket there.
Yeah, I hope you don't feel like it's 2003 because you might hit me, because that's what you did back at that time.
That's right. No hitting you today, Bob, but boy, I can't wait to watch this team hit the ice.
All right, let's talk about the Blue Jackets coming into this game. A huge win on Sunday against the Florida Panthers. Saturday, it was not a good one against Detroit. They bounced back in a big way, and it was a team win.
You know what? The bounce back, I like that, because, you wonder after the Detroit game, early start the next night against Florida, who's one of the top teams, big expectations for that team. And the Blue Jackets come in, gave up a lot of shooting chances, but the goaltender played well. The D did what they had to do, and the Blue Jackets up front, very opportunistic. They got the win, and those wins can build camaraderie, trust, confidence for the team. So tonight they need to continue that, but yeah, that was a positive night the other night at Nationwide Arena.
The big goal in that game was a shorthanded goal by Sean Corrali to put the Blue Jackets up 3-2 in the third period. You could just feel that they had the confidence they could shut it out from there and get the win. Let's talk about Sean Corrali, and actually you can put in Matthew Olivier and Eric Robinson, who are his teammates. How valuable are those guys right now?
It's huge. They went head-to-head. Brad Larson used them to shut down the Barkov line. They had big minutes. I think Robinson had career-high minutes, and they got rewarded offensively. So there's a mindset in penalty killing with Robinson and Corrali and Olivier, who gets out there, that maybe carries over a little on 5-on-5. And they love that task of going head-to-head. But Sean Corrali, for me, he's the catalyst. You watch him on the ice, he's always talking to those guys. Before the puck hits the ice, he'll talk to Robinson and Olivier. When they're in the defensive zone, he's letting them know what the awareness is around them, how much pressure they have. And in the offensive zone, they're getting more comfortable. They're trusting each other. That's a huge impact line for Brad Larson and the Blue Jackets.
Blue Jackets will be without Yegor Chinakhov here tonight. He's injured and out of the lineup. He joins a long list, but that means opportunity for somebody else. However, that's a big hole in the lineup there, especially the way he's been shooting the puck and playing a 200-foot game.
Right from camp, he's looked like a different player, and he's been a threat. And I think other teams aren't aware of him yet, and he's taken advantage of it. But credit him, he's going to be a loss. Roslovic is back in the lineup, which is good for the Blue Jackets to see if he gets back to his game. And now, things do stay the same on some lines, but Kent Johnson's a player who's getting rewarded. Johnny Goodrow's scoring goals, so it seems like who's ever in there is taking advantage of the opportunity, and that's what they have to do right now. So good to see them do it, but even better to see them get rewarded.
All right, I just want you to know I'm very thankful for you doing this, Jody.
Oh, yes, happy Thanksgiving, Bob. Thank you very much.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. And you know what they say, the night before Thanksgiving is the biggest party night of the year. So the Blue Jackets want to start this party early. Dylan, back to you.
Well, you saw right there Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley wearing their reverse retro jackets as we throw it back to the early 2000s. And earlier this week, I was able to catch up with some of the Blue Jackets about their favorite memories from that era. When you look back at that period of time, pop culture, music, TV, movies, does anything stick out in particular to you? Think back to your childhood.
I think me and my wife always get into like those old Usher songs and they're kind of slow R&B.
SpongeBob, Invisible, what is it? Fairly Odd Parents. That's So Raven.
I know there was a little punk rock in there somewhere. There's a little, Blink-182 action.
I still listen to Eminem quite a bit. Anything from the Slim Shady LP or Marshall Mathers LP, I guess. Still go back to that every once in a while.
So I was in grade 3, and I remember coming home from school and watching at 3:30 was Disney's Recess, and then at 4 was Fillmore.
I always listened to older stuff than that. I was big AC/DC, Metallica. I guess then, Limp Bizkit would have been pretty big. Disturbed was coming around big time too.
What I remember is Big Shiny Tunes. Is that around then? Or is that earlier, before? Big Shiny Tunes CD. Search that up. That's got kind of all that, like Blink 182 and all of them. So I was a big fan of those.
Now, on the other side of things, the Montreal Canadiens come into tonight's game having played yesterday, losing 7-2 to the Buffalo Sabres in Montreal. Now, remember, this is the second time the Blue Jackets and the Canadiens have faced off here in Columbus in less than a week. The Blue Jackets beat Montreal by a final score of 6-4 last Thursday, so they're looking to make it a perfect 2-0 against the Canadiens here this evening. But it will be another good test. A lot of young talent on this Montreal roster, led by their captain, Nick Suzuki. He leads the team with 23 points to start the year on 11 goals and a team-high 12 assists. Cole Caulfield is the team leader with 12 goals this season, and Kirby Dach, who they acquired this offseason from the Chicago Blackhawks, tied for the team lead with Suzuki with 12 helpers on the season, third on the team with 16 points. So a lot of young talent. It's a fast team, it's a skilled team, and another excellent test for the Blue Jackets here tonight in Columbus. That'll do it for the Rink Report presented by Ohio Credit Union. For Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley, I'm Dylan Tyrer saying happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the game.